Hello everybody and welcome to a Theros Beyond Death draft here on the channel. Before I dive in, I do want to remind you that if you enjoy the video, remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment if you do have any questions or feedback. I love interacting with all of you folks. And if you want to catch me streaming live, you can find me at twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. But here we have a pretty clear Dream Trawler. You can warp your draft to play blue-white in enough cases that this card's going to be great. It's weird. It's very interesting though. Farrakha Spawn. Oh, 1 second. Farrakha Spawn is really a powerful card, and it's the best uncommon in my opinion. But I don't think you take any card over Dream Trawler Pack 1 Pick 1 because you just win the game when you play this card like every time. So we're just going to be taking this and then forcing blue white essentially, or trying very heavily to play blue white. Who are we drafting with currently? Oh. Okay, so we could take a Caliphate, which can be an okay card. We can take a Thirster Meaning, which I think is probably even better than Caliphate because it helps us dig for our Dream Trawler. Who is in our pod? Are there any people I know? Nope, don't know any of these people. So I think the pick is between Thirster Meaning because it helps us dig for our Dream Trawler, Caliphate because it's just like a solid card. It can generally get like relatively big in the blue decks. I don't think you need. I've just not been super impressed by this card though because it's kind of hard to cast. It's like generally going to be like a 3-mana 3/3, which the blue decks don't really care about. And I think Thirst for Meaning is just the best blue common, just going to be the pick here. Also helps solidify me into my colors, so I don't really consider any card other than a blue or a white card in that pack. I'm falling to pieces. But yeah, this card is just a game-winning bomb. If you've ever played against this card, you kind of quickly realize that you can't. It's very, very, very difficult to beat. I think the only ways to beat it are Entrancing Liar is like one card because you can make them discard a card every upkeep, and then another way to beat it is making them sacrifice it if they have no other creatures, or having like 2 removal spells and then running out of cards in hand. Here, I think we're gonna just pick up Temple of Enlightenment. It's going to help our mana a little bit. This card can sometimes be tricky to cast, and just adding a Temple of Enlightenment not only helps us scry towards it, but helps us cast it as well. We'll take that over a Soul Guide Lantern, I think would be the next pick in the pack. Again, we're not going to move into red. We're just going to kind of draft on rails, which is maybe not as exciting, but it is the best strategy for trying to win, which I am definitely in the market to do. Winning is more fun than losing after all. I think, fun fact, I have played more drafts of Theros Beyond Death, or maybe equal number of drafts of Theros Beyond Death as I played in all of Throne of Eldraine. Okay, now we can take a Commanding Presence. This card's going to be pretty good. We can play like a blue-white Flyers deck. We generally are going to have some Flyers. We are probably going to wheel that 1/2, which combos really well with Commanding Presence. And Karametra's Blessing, we saw one a little bit earlier that might come back. Brine Giant's okay, but I think Commanding Presence is good enough to justify playing. Especially blue-white is the best home for it, I think, because you want to slap it on something with evasion, make your evasive creature hit really hard, and make chump blockers on the ground. I'm falling to pieces. Da 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 da. And now there's Heliod's Pilgrim or Ichthyomorphosis. It's actually kind of a close pick. There's also an Omen of the Sea. I think Heliod's Pilgrim's better because you can find Dreadful Apathies, you can find Ichthyomorphoses with it, and Commanding Presence is a nice little pull towards it. Also in blue-white, finding your Staggering Insights, if you're getting any of those, is quite important. So I think I'm going to take Heliod's Pilgrim over Ichthyomorphosis, though it is a pretty close pick for sure. Now there's a Wave Mystic, there's just Nyxborn Courser. Lead Instructor's not great. We're definitely not taking Nyxborn. I think we might just take Towering or Elite Instructor. Elite Instructor's not great. But there's really nothing else for us. I guess we could just take this so nobody goes into white. That makes a little bit of sense. The Elite Instructor will probably wheel. And now there's a Daybreak Chimera, good flyer, wears a Commanding Presence quite well. Take it over Flicker of Fate and deny the Divine. What we're essentially doing is we're cutting off white super hard And so in pack 2, we'll get rewarded with white cards in theory. We haven't really passed a good white card. We'll just take the Pious Wayfarer over the Triton Wave Rider. Certain white decks really do enjoy having a Pious Wayfarer. And now, the Wave Rider's okay. Not really a card I'm a huge fan of. We'll just take Rumbling. We'll take Mirror Shield, could be okay in the right matchup. Karametra's Blessing, perfect. Late red cards. Now a Soul Guide Lantern, I like that. Might even main deck it. Welcome Veil Drago. Another Karametra's Blessing. Really going to go well if we can get a another good aura to put on our stuff. We may only have 2 blue cards, but we are going to be able to get a good deck because we have so many white cards, and white is pretty open here, I'd say. And I'm really glad we have Temple of Enlightenment, because then we could maybe run like essentially have 10 white sources and 8 blue sources in our deck. And Memory Drain, not really what we want. I think this is probably one of the best homes for Dream Trawler, because blue-white ends up being like a tempo-y Flyers deck a lot of the time. It feels good to have such deep format knowledge. It just makes it really entertaining. Because like I know a lot of the cards, I know the interactions, I know what to be afraid of in each deck, and it really gives you like a nice sixth sense. Also, my playing has gotten much better. Like I wasn't like I was bad before, but over the past, like when you just play a lot more, you start making fewer mistakes, at least, or you notice your mistakes and start to improve more. I think. At least that's been how I've felt. Maybe it's not even true. Priority is 2 drops. Wave Break Hippocamp is definitely our pick, though. We have 3 instants already. It's going to be just a very good card. We'll take it over the Liar, and then after that we would take Omen of the Sun. But just opening another rare that's on color is really powerful, and this card can do serious work. Karametra's Blessing even protects it. What else is there? There's really only the Liar to consider, but we're just going to take the Hippocamp. And now Ichthyomorphosis versus Revoke Existence versus Sea God Scorn. Sea God Scorn has actually been pretty impressive to me because you can bounce like 2 things they have and then your own Heliod's Pilgrim or your own Omen of the Sun or things like that. So I've actually liked this card a fair amount. I think it's better than Ichthyomorphosis and a little bit better than Revoke. I just think that you can build around it fairly easily. Starlit Mantle, not really where we want to be. Dawn Evangel doesn't do anything in our deck. We're just going to take another Chimera over the Arasta. Arasta is not good to see because it means the green might be open where we're sitting, which is not really the color that we're looking for. We'll take that over the Dawn and the Starlit Mantle. Hero, nope. Brine Giant, probably just got to be the pick. We could take Hero, but I don't really like it. It just doesn't really work with our deck. I guess this doesn't work with our deck either. Maybe we just would rather have a Flyer. Over Glory Bearers too. Yeah. We're not starting him in though. Put me in, coach. That's what he's saying. We're going to take 2 drops over basically everything at this point because you just need to have them, and my deck's going to fall apart if I don't have 2 drops, which I'm kind of worried about at this point because I don't have a single one. And I'd really ideally have like 5. Well, I guess we'll take Caliphate. We don't need another expensive Flyer, and this one's worse than a Daybreak Chimera a lot of the time because it's susceptible to enchantment removal. Caliphate's going to be better than Elite Instructor. Protects our stuff a little bit, even though it's a little bit rough on the mana. Makes it a little bit more safe to put an aura on a creature. I'm really just looking for those 2 drops though. The old 2-drops. I'm really glad we have this temple. Helps our mana out a ton. I got my ticket for the long way round. The kind with the prettiest of views. Oh my gosh, just give me a 2-drop. I guess we'll take Pious Wayfarer, but I don't think we're ending up in a Pious Wayfarer deck here. Over Rumbling Center. Yeah. Ugh, this is the downside of kind of forcing a deck. Oh yeah, 2-drop, thank goodness. Taking that over Heliod's Punishment, Phalanx Tactics. Heliod's Punishment would be okay in this deck, but we really just need any 2-drop. We're taking 2-drops over basically everything. Normally I wouldn't prioritize this, but we just need any creature with power and toughness to play on turn 2. It may seem like a little early to panic, but I'm panicked a little bit in terms of 2-drops. Because you can't function in this format without like 5 2-drops, I think. Because you can just fall behind, and you really don't want that. Panic is a strong word, but worried is probably a better one. Gosh, we'll take another Soul Guide Lantern over Chain to Memory. Now another Pious Wayfarer. If we get there on 2-drops, maybe we could play like a Pious Wayfarer aggro deck. I don't mind playing Soul Guide Lantern because just going through my deck faster helps me find Dream Trawler sooner. Yeah, we're not playing Thaumaturge's Familiar. So we're at 14 playables. We're going to need pack 3 to do a little bit of work for us. But I think we'll get there in the end. Hopefully we can get a Staggering Insight, a Dreadful Apathy, some good targets to get with our Heliod's Pilgrim. Yeah, we don't want Wings of Hubris, I don't think, but we'll take it. Okay, this is going to be a big pack for us. Oh, no. Not only did we open like a great rare that's not in our color, but we didn't even open a 2-drop. That's a catastrophe. I think we just take Vexing Gull over a Naiad and Karametra's Blessing number 3. Yeah, that was a really terrible pack open. Just has nothing we want in it. Ugh, gosh. Well, that's really good. Paid off, rewarded. This rare is super good. Got there, I guess. And maybe Leonin will wheel. We're just desperate for a 2-drop, but we're going to still take this card because it can just win you the game on its own in certain matchups. And Leonin's almost assuredly going to wheel. If Leonin doesn't wheel in a pack that has Alseid, then yeah, that would be a huge problem. But Heliod getting passed to us is a great sign that white is open, especially because one of the uncommons was Alseid. And you take Heliod's over every common and uncommon, so white should be very, very open this pack. We can pick up some heroes. It just depends on whether 2-drops get opened. We know we're going to get that 3-1 back, or we hope we're going to get that 3-1 back. Hard to say anything with certainty. Booyah! Boom shakalaka. Haha, got him. Heliod's Pilgrim won't wheel. Citizen Champion, we're not going to splash because we have heavy mana requirements. And this card is perfect for us. We have a Vexing Gull, 2 Daybreaks. Oh, yes. Hero of the Winds, get in there. At least for now. 2 Karametra's Blessing to protect our enchanted creatures. I think 2 is about the limit because even in certain situations you can't afford to hold up the white mana. But now we just want 2-drop creatures. Preferably evasive ones. Okay, I think we'll just take Omen of the Sea. Helps us find our good card to do one good thing to bounce with our Sea God Scorn. Take it over to Deny the Divine. We just can't buy a 2-drop. I think we'll just take the Sea Guard. We might end up playing Thaumaturge's Familiar. It wouldn't be the most embarrassing card I've ever played. Obviously, that would not be ideal. I don't know what that sound I just made was. Okay, there's an Omen of the Sea or a Stinging Lionfish. So this is a 2-drop with power and toughness. This is a 2-drop that finds me my bomb easier. It's also great to bounce with Sea God Scorn. We don't have a ton of instant speed things to use this for. Oh, this is a tricky one. Very tricky. Omen of the Sea or Stinging Lionfish? Lionfish is probably the pick. We have 1, 2. I'm just going to take the Omen. I think Omen's going to be better. Riptide Turtle, definitely going to make the cut here. Now another hero. Thank goodness. We'll take Naiad or Triumphant Surge. We probably just need to take Triumphant Surge so we have some removal. Leonin came back. Perfect. Hero of the Winds out. Thaumaturge Familiar out. This is a land, so we only need one more cut. We might cut Riptide Turtle. Wow, this is really late. You shouldn't be getting these that late. Oh, gosh. Yeah, the Omen of the Sea versus Lionfish. I think I like the way it ended up. 2 Omen of the Seas is really good with my Sea Gods and my Dream Trawler. Wow, this is just disrespectfully late Impending Doom. Impending Doom should be like a card that Red-White is actively looking for. I had a deck with 4 of them, and it was just fantastic. So I'm glad we started really like hardcore going for 2-drops. We ended up with like 5 cards we're pretty happy to cast on turn 2. We have a few bombs in this deck. Our real weakness is removal. I think we're going to cut the Nyxborn Sea Guard for a Hero of the Winds. They're similar in that they'll be blank brick walls, but this one wears an aura much better. Hey, Shiraz. Welcome, welcome. Now the question is, do we want to cut Caliphate for a Nyxborn Courser? And do we want to add a Thaumaturge's Familiar at all? We can probably... Oh, gosh. Caliphate is not that good in our deck. Maybe we'd rather just have a 1/3 flyer that scries us over Caliphate just because it's easier to cast. Yeah, I could see that being correct. Like, I just want to have a 10/7 mana base, essentially. Double blue is just so hard. Honestly, double white's pretty hard too, so I don't think I want that card either. And these are essentially like 4-drops a lot of the time. Okay, so that would give me 11/7. So I think we'll just go. It'll give me 10/8, which is really good mana. Like if you look at my colors, I have a pretty decent number of blue cards. Perfect. 10-8, perfect mana base. I'm really glad we have this temple, and that's going to do it for the deck. I'll see you in the matches. Before I get to the matches, I want to give a big shout out to all of my patrons over at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. Thank you so much for your support, and special thanks to my patrons that support at the credits level, Eric S., Stephen W., Brent, and Mr. Martinez. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And if you would like to learn more about the Patreon, you can find that information at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. Without further ado, let's get to the matches. I'm debating whether or not to just cut Soul Guide Lantern from this deck. Like one copy for another Thaumaturge is familiar. This hand is really good. We have 2-drop into 3-drop, and Omen of the Sun can then find something useful. Omen of the Sea, I mean. Like, the Soul Guide Lantern might just be better as a sideboard card, but there's so many decks that use their graveyard. So we want to get our Staggering Insight as soon as possible, but we also want to put it on a Vexing Gull. One main, one side sounds a lot better. I agree, Shiraz. I think I'll put a Thaumaturge Familiar in over it. Omen of the Forge, sure. I'm going to get Staggering Insight here. The drawing of cards is going to be super good. Next turn I can flash in my Vexing Gull. This is just more mana efficient, so we'll do this. It's less likely to guarantee a hit off of our Staggering Insight, but if we draw, for our next turn, we can go Omen of the Sea to find a land and then Vexing Gull at instant speed. Irosis Blessing would be good against us here, kills our Daybreak. Scavenging Harpy, okay. So essentially we would trade Staggering Insight for Scavenging Harpy and 4 life if they don't have any other removal. So I think that's worth it. And they're going to use the land pad to drain us. So we don't gain 4 life, but we kind of open ourselves up to a little 2-for-1 here. But if they do go for a removal spell, we can go for Omen of the Sea in response and scry for a Karametra's Blessing. So we'll have 3 digs at it with 2 copies in our deck. Mire Triton, sure. Okay, perfect. Underworld Charger. I think we're just going to flash this guy in. Better to add power and toughness, be mana efficient. Let's see, if we find a Karametra's Blessing, we'll just hold that up probably. We should have attacked first, because if we drew certain cards, we'd want them. Hey, we found it. Nice. It's all a strategy. But yeah, that's just the type of play that I make by autopilot for some reason. It's just really bad. Catoblipas. Ox, okay. That card's pretty good. They're playing Underworld Dreams in a red-black deck? That's just odd. Let's end this thing. Close it out. Bottom, we'll keep that on top. No need to play the land. Staggering Insight is a house, Sir James. I would concur with that opinion. Sure. We'll take 7. So now we have lethal. There's no card they could have for 1 red mana. Oh, I do remember that deck, Sir James. That deck, it could be good in that deck. Okay, so what do they have? They have some Underworld Dreams, they have some Graveyard stuff. They have some land pads. I think we still want I think we want the Soul Guide Lantern in this matchup. Well, we have our Dream Trawler. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. It's really fun to have all of you here talking about the cards, drafting sweet Dream Trawler decks. Yeah, it was pack 1, pick 1. But Dream Trawler isn't even a card that you necessarily have to draft pack 1, pick 1. I've gotten one pack 3, pick 5 is the latest I've got one. Like, if you end up in blue-white, nobody else can play it, so you kind of end up with it a decent amount. Assuming people aren't, like, hate drafting it for no reason. La da da da. We'll offer the trade. Wow, they don't take it. Do I just want to jam a Thaumaturgist Familiar? Kind of. We'll put that on top. We want all the lands. We wanted to play him instead of a Vexingle because we wanted to make sure we kept drawing lands. And we wanted to have more options, I think. Okay. Well, that's bad. Thank goodness. We get to empty our hand of targets. they know about Dream Trawler now, but it's not going to save them. We actually scryed away 2 reasonable spells, but blanking Elspeth's Nightmare is a higher priority. The only answer they could have now for our Dream Trawler is the uncommon that makes me discard a card. Sure. I'll get rid of that card, and now we are relatively safe. We're going to have 2 cards in our hand to protect our Dream Trawler. You pretty much never block with a Dream Trawler, because then you lose to like Infuriate for no reason. Sure. That's another sure from me. They should have attacked first, I wouldn't have blocked. We'll scry before we draw with that one, and then we will bottom both. We'll play that land. Set up our draw step. We don't really want to Hero the Pride. We want to get the Vexing Goal into play, because not only does it save us a point of damage here, it also will give us a 2-turn clock. We're going to do this so we can draw an extra card, get an extra point of damage through. Now, even if they do somehow kill this or tap it down a little bit, we're at a very high life total. We will play the hero because now we have like a Vexing Goal that's going to be lethal in a couple turns. We have 3 lands to protect our Dream Trawler. I am from Napa, California. Okay, they gain 2 life. See. Oh, yes. Actually, never mind. Well, if they were at 1 more life. But now this thing can sacrifice things to deal damage. I don't know. We take 4, 7. Actually take a decent hit here. They have to sacrifice some creatures in order to not die. Now that's a draw. So the question is, where do I want to put this Staggering Insight, or do I even want to put it out at all? Because I'm going to be at 18, they're going to have 4, 5, 8, 11 power, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'll have one blocker. So let's assume the worst and that they draw Act of Treason. They take this guy. That's 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage. I don't think I want to put it on him because I can just chump with him, and if they take him, I don't want them to gain 3 life. Thank you, Shiraz. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They have 1 card in hand. 11, 12, 13, 14. They can basically sack as much as they want. 11, 12, 13, 14. So 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's just chump, protect our life total. I don't know, like maybe Fateful End to deal 3, then sack a bunch of stuff. So 3. Like if they had a removal spell for this, we'd want to gain 3 on this guy. Ooh, we won the match. I'll see you in the next round. Welcome to round 2. We made 1 change. We cut a Soul Guide Lantern for another Thaumaturge. Familiar just because we wanted flyers to put our Staggering Insight on and stuff. But this hand is quite good. We have Heliod's Pilgrim to get our 2nd aura. Having good mana cannot be overstated. I honestly think I've lost a lot of games to just mana problems. And those are the types of games that you lose in this format that you wouldn't maybe lose in Throne of Eldraine, where you build like 11 6 mana bases, or you play like monocolored decks. It's like a real cost to have a 9/8 mana base. I don't think we're going to put the Staggering Insight onto our Hero of the Pride. Especially not against white-black. Do I want Graveyard Hate in every main deck? Not every main deck. I think this is a slight exception because I just want every cantrip / card that digs me so I can find my Dream Trawler. But I think having Graveyard Hate in the main deck is actually good in this set because every deck uses the graveyard pretty much. Like my deck is kind of a rare exception in that I don't really use the graveyard at all. But most decks have 1 or 2 cards that are in the graveyard, so you'll get good value out of them. Like if I ever nab something with my, yep, nice. La, 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 I don't want a commanding presence, this guy. Because they just play a 3-4 and then all of a sudden my progress is gone. And there's a lot of 3-4s. Or 1-4s in this case. We'll get this guy out there. Get this guy out there. We might commanding presence our hero of the pride. I kind of want to draw a way to protect it though, or just a flyer. Though Hero of the Winds makes it less likely that a flyer would do much good. Do I have any answers at Hero of the Wind, eh? So white-black has Dreadful Apathy. Let's do this now. He'll get in at least one hit. If they don't kill it on their turn, it probably means they don't have a good answer. Hero of the Winds with Sentinel's Eyes is a real bummer. Okay. That's okay for me. I draw a card. Oh, booyah. That's actually great for me. That 2/5 was going to be a huge issue. And now I have my Staggering Insight to take over the game. I figured I'd wait so I could get one hit in it for sure, because I don't want to get it 2-for-1 with a final death or something. They could Mire's Grasp this now. Yep, this is good for me. They're going to be able to put the eyes on it. We might find a 2-drop. Bottom. Thaumaturge just really doesn't do much here. Hero of the Winds is a pretty solid draw, though. We'll play a land so we can get 2 scries in. Where did I get this MTGA skin? I found it back in the 2000s, Warzoid. They're gonna Sentinel's Eyes this guy up, probably. So what are the odds of them having +2/+2 given that they didn't play Sentinel's Eyes? I'd say pretty high. What says everybody else? Maybe that's just like way too scared of a play. They could have just forgot about Sentinel's Eyes. That was probably really bad, but I always assume my opponent knows what's going on. Okay, now that's really suspicious. So if they don't have a second land to activate Dreadful Apathy, I mean a sixth land, then we win. Otherwise we lose, unless we draw our Dream Trawler. Nope, they have it. Gosh darn it, that crafty devil. I might just gain a ton of life with this and then wait to draw Dream Trawler. Oh! Opponent, opponent, opponent! Thou hast messed up. I mean, they're not going to play around this card, but that one and that one. If I draw my, I already used Commanding Presence. Five, six, seven, eight, and I'll be at 11. And now my Daybreak Chimera will be lethal. I should have scried before drawing, maybe. Whew, baby! Clutch. Oh my gosh, we got there. They have Banishing Light, good to know about. Dreadful Apathy. Karametra's Blessing. I played around that Karametra's Blessing really well. I'm very proud of myself on that one. I didn't screw that one up. They have a little bit of graveyard stuff, but I think one Soul Guide's good enough for that. Kind of want Mirror Shield. Just because Hexproof against them seems good because all their removal is sorcery speed. And I don't want Commanding Presence because they just have a bunch of small guys. No, they have a... No, not Commanding Presence. Triumphant Surge. They have a couple big guys. Let's just cut a Thaumaturge. Well, this hand is good. Definitely a pretty solid one. Imagine if this was Caliphate. This hand just is probably just worse then, right? Yep, I want to use that to go get some great aura. Probably the draw cards one. That's lucky for me. Goodbye, Heliod. Don't want another land. Actually, do we want another land? Probably not. There's a draw. We did it. Mirror Shield is going to be great. Maybe we did want that island. Okay. I think we topped that. Now our Sea God Scorn is like a bounce to Sweet Omens. Oh. Oh, nice. Have fun dealing with this 2/6 lifelinker opponent. That was a really good island draw. Haha, Heliod's intervention comes in clutch again. At least I think that's how it works. I'm just going to Google it, because last time I didn't know how a rule worked, and I assumed I got punished. If I kill a banishing light, do I get to reattach my aura? I get to re-enchant it. How is... What the heck? Okay, I get to re-enchant it. I'm going to trust you on that one, noob. If it doesn't work the way you say it does, I'm going to be sad. And I might cry. Well, we want both of these, I think. Top. Top. Okay, perfect. Boom! The sideboard tech of Mirror Shield makes it so they can never kill my creature, and we get the win. That's going to do it for round 2. I'll see you in the finals. Finals. We won the die roll. We have our Dream Trawler. Let's go! Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so excited. So we have a... And we have the lands to cast it. Our mana is so good in this deck. We have not lost to our mana. Our mana makes it easy to cast our spells. No, black decks can sometimes have discard. That would be unfortunate. We could still win, but Agonizing Remorse would be really unfortunate for us. Because it's no longer like a freebie win. Ooh, white-black again. We'll bottom that. I don't think we need that. We don't have any enchantment to protect. Oh yeah, definitely. That's a really good card for sure. Real good card. Dreadful Apathy. Yeah, that card's really good, I agree. We wanted to be more likely to hit a land. So we can either just let them play our Chimera and have them Dreadful Apathy it, or wait a turn. I think we're just gonna wait. We'll make them play off curve a little bit. Harpy, sure. And now they'll play their Dreadful Apathy. Then we land Dream Trawler and ride it to victory. Yep. Thank goodness. Oh gosh, they tapped a black mana. I'm just living in fear of Agonizing Remorse. We have a really good Dream Trawler deck. Gotta be said. There's a non-zero chance our opponent cannot beat a Dream Trawler. Yeah, I splashed it in a like blue-green deck. It's not even that hard. I'm not going to use my Sea God Scorn just to save my Daybreak Chimera, I don't think. I'll just use it next turn to win the game. Labyrinth of Scophos doesn't bother me either. So we just have lethal here, I think. I was worried I didn't remember how hexproof worked. That's game. Boom, we're on to game 2. They have a couple Catably bosses. So 2-4 might be up in value. Mirror Shield really seems like another all-star here. Let's just make that same change. Game 2, we're going to keep this hand. We have pretty good early game. And we have this Sea God's Storm to probably get some value from bouncing our own omens and things like that. That could be very good. Black-white has a lot of auras. A lot of aura. Lot of aura. Da. We'd rather trade off 3/1s because our 2/2 plays an aura better. Though it's doubtful that we will trade. That is a sad day for humanity. Haha, we exiled their Mogus's favor. Wrecked. Heliod's Pilgrim is great in our deck too. They missed a land drop. Ooh, this could be our chance. What? They're offering the trade? Trading a 3/1 for a 1/2 is not good in general. We're going to play it patiently. We're going to play this on our main phase, though, because we're not idiots. That would be really stupid not to play this on our main phase. Because if I draw a 3-drop, I definitely want to cast it. If anyone saw me get super startled by that, that is not you, Lil Life Snuffery. That was me because I had my volume up too loud. Okay. Bottom. Top. I tapped incorrectly. I'm not going to scry. Because I'm going to see God's Scorn. I'm going to bounce whatever they play this turn. They're going to exile Hero. Why wouldn't they exile Hero? Okay. No use crying over spilled milk. No da 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 do da do do. Okay. I kind of just want to get the card draw back, and I don't want them to have the Dreadful Apathy. And every omen of the sea brings me closer to my dream trawler. Mogus's favor, Rage Scarred, Harpy. Okay, good to know they have Mogus's favor. I'll get a nice little Scry 2 in. Thank you, Nuno Maid. I think so, probably. Do I even want this card? Probably not. Now that's a card. I'm beginning to realize that Daybreak Chimera might have been a good pickup, though it's honestly not that great. I'm sure I could cast it this turn. Why not put Chimera on top? I have a Dream Seeker in my deck. I mean Dream Trawler, so I'm just scrying everything so I can find that sooner and end the game. Also, I kind of forgot that I had a way to kill the Rage Scarred Berserker, so I was like, oh, I can't even block that. Sure. If they have another Rise to Glory, I get a little bit wrecked. But then I can Heliod's Intervention the kill spell. In a sea gone for love. Da 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 da. Contradiction. You come and go. See, like I scryed everything around. I dug as deep as I could to get to Dream Trawler as fast as possible. Oh gosh. And now we just have to have it live for a turn. I'm not going to wait until I get my Gorgon mask out, because then by then I'll be dead to Venomous Hierophants attacking me. If you say the contradiction. Dream Trawler and Staggering Insight have both been fantastic. Thaumaturge's Familiar has actually been okay as well. When you say you're gone for life. Opponent is trying to just figure out if they can beat Dream Trawler. Rise to Glory can actually get around Hexproof, I'm pretty sure. Because it just attaches immediately. It doesn't have to target. So if they do not have a Dreadful Apathy in their graveyard, though. Looks like opponent has potentially Rage Quit. I mean, my entire deck is built around this card, and I dug for it. That doesn't mean that the card is fair or balanced, but I'm going to draw it in a majority of my games, I'd say, thanks to all the digging I have, prioritizing omens. The Labyrinth of Scophos can actually be really irritating. So I think we're just going to get ourselves 2 for 1 here. So we don't take a ton of damage. Because they can just keep removing this from combat. This can also gain us a ton of life if need be. Gosh darn it, I'd messed that up. Shoot. I should have kept the land and put the Vexing Goal on top so I could do that better. Oh no, what have I done? Why did I play that land? Oh, that was so bad. Well, I'm kind of an idiot. Playing that land was such a dumb move. Oh, I blew it. Why would I play a land there? Gosh, if I had a Heliod's thing instead of a Plains in play, if I had this card instead of a Plains, I'd be in such better shape. Boom! We got the win! Hoo hoo hoo! Trophy number 10! If you did make it all the way till the end of this video and you're watching on YouTube, remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos, and in the comment section down below, leave a hashtag Trawler10 because Trawler has carried us to trophy number 10. So hashtag Trawler10 in the comment section down below, or just any questions or feedback you have. If you want to catch me streaming live, you can find me on twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. But that is going to do it for this draft. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.